right, hey everybody, this is Dr. Todd McDougle. I'm the StrongmanDoc. We're here at In Chiropractic and Wellness, and I just wanted to kind of share some things with you. I have this thing called a wobble board right here. The reason why we utilize the wobble board is because we want to try and make sure that we try and reconnect your brain and your body back together again after we do the adjustment. A lot of times people will go ahead and say, oh, well, I used that after I had a stroke. It's like, well, it's not just for stroke victims to go ahead and try and get your balance back. We're actually trying to get your head back where it belongs after you get your adjustments too. Part of that is we want to try and re-engage what's going on with your lower body and how it all connects, okay? We also want to try and also at the same time make sure that your SI joints are moving like they're supposed to, as well as your low back. So let me go ahead and show you this here, okay? So anyway, first thing, safety first, obviously. We want to try and do everything we can to go ahead and make sure that you're not going to fall down. So one of the things I do is I like to go ahead and put people, in the middle of a doorway. So we also want to make sure that you're balanced in through here, okay? So the goal is to try and make sure that now you're centered, okay? Now, if you're in this position here, that's not really what we want to try and do. We want to try and get you to have some kind of balance in your body, okay? Well, one of the first things I would like to do is lock your knees out. When you lock your knees out, that forces your ankles to move. It also is going to force your pelvis to move and your SI joints as well as your lumbar spine. So by locking my knees out, I'm already starting to engage from the foot all the way into the hips. And of course, that also goes right into the neck as well. If you got any spots in there that's a little dynamically goofed up, you're probably going to need an adjustment because you're going to feel that little booger in there being stuck, okay? So as you notice right in through here, I'm going side to side. Knees are locked, and my ankles, if there's any mobility issues in there, those ankles are going to probably be painful as well. So this is kind of a good check, I guess, if you will, to go ahead and see if there's anything not quite working the way it should be. Now, as I go in through here, you see my torso wobbling back and forth in through there. Now, what happens is that when my pelvis does this, all right, that's moving all kinds of musculatures and whatnot up and down in through the leg. But also at the same time, the sacrum in through here is also just slightly moving just a little bit here, okay? Well, what happens when when that movement occurs is that the vertebrae with that motion through coupling motion will actually start to rotate, okay? So you can kind of think of this as something that you're doing at home for mobility work in your lower back. If you got an issue with a disc or something along those lines, it may be a little problematic, but just kind of sense it and see what's going on. And if it's painful, obviously stop doing it and get to your chiropractor as quickly as you can. So basically, here we are, just side to side, and we're going all the way up and down in through here. And as time goes on, it gets easier and easier. So we do this for about 15 minutes every time. Now, if your ankles, once they get adjusted, you want to go ahead and try and keep those things limber, you can go ahead and do alphabets and draw alphabets with your big toe, okay? Or you can go ahead and tie this in with your 15 minutes of exercise. So what you can do is you can roll those ankles around in through here, all right? My knees are still locked. So you can see I've got pretty good ankle mobility in here for the most part, all righty? And you can also kind of imbibe the discs by going up and down like this as well. So a lot of things that you can do with the wobble board, and there's more things I'm sure that you can do that you can find on the Instagram or whatever. But this here's what we want to try and get our patients to do, to go ahead and make sure that they maximize their performance after they get their adjustments. So that's the wobble board.